Welcome, everybody. We are going to look at TeacherMade. To me, this is an absolute game changer. This is a new program that is coming out. It's changing pretty regularly to keep things updated. And actually, I'm remaking this video this morning because a new update has just come out, and I want to make sure we get that added in. So let's get in here and log in. All right, so usually you have to go through the whole logging in process, but I'm already logged in, so we're just going to run with it. So it's a very simple dashboard to use. You can create folders based on your classes, and inside those folders, other assignments are there. You can look at the things that you've assigned already. You can look at things that have been shared, and then recently the things that are being worked on. Now, this says last year. That's because we're 4 days into 2020, or 2021. So that's what that's from. I didn't do this a year ago. But let's take a look at, real quick, some items. And this is one that I started to play with, and I want you guys to see, and I'll show you some of the cool features. So what this does is it allows you to take worksheets, any worksheet, PDF, and make it now a usable, gradable item. So I'll give you a quick show on this, and then I'll show you how I made it. So this is one that I created. You can see it's an older worksheet. It's still got that yellow tinge to it. But what I did was I took a very basic true and false, and here it is. It is now editable, usable, and the students can go through and answer their questions. All right. I made the multiple choice into a editable, usable section. I'm just going to kind of throw some answers in, and then I even added in some items that you can use to fill in blanks. The cool part about this is, check my answers. I got a 23.81. All right, it is being sent in. So it is there, and it shows me the correct answers for my work, which is really kind of cool. It lets me know what I should have put. So that's the idea behind it. And for me, it's really kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you how this works. I'm going to create a worksheet. I'm just going to call this one trial for show. All right. I'm not going to put it in a folder. And all you have to do is drop and drag. So if I jump into my Google Drive real quick. And I find a PDF. And the nice thing is the update that came out recently that I found this morning was that you can now use this for math worksheets as well. And I will do a quick run through of that. So I'm just going to grab a worksheet. I'll just run down here real quick. So I'm going to download this. So you would download it into your, all right, so Chapter 1 PDF. So I'm going to come over to my TeacherMade. I'm going to show this in a folder so that it pops up. And I'm going to drop and drag. Now you're going to see it shows 3 sheets. All right. If you don't want one of those sheets to come in, you get rid of the red border. I'm going to pull all 3 of them just so we can play around a little bit. So you can, if you have a sheet that you really want them to do the first and third page, but not the second, you just drop that one off. But I'm just going to do all of them. And here I am. This is a worksheet that you can make into a now editable, usable item. You can add. So here is your menu, basic, very simple menu, right? If you want short answers for them to put in, you can add and edit short answers. If you want a correct answer, let's just say, for instance, this was, who was the first president of the United States? All right, you just add that in. Now it says answers must match the case, upper or lower, to be correct. If you don't put that, then it can do either or. I would leave it. This way you don't have to worry so much about whether or not, they got the question right, they just didn't capitalize it. All right, so that's how you add a text box. All right, now this will grade this. So it's going to look for Washington to be in that area. You can do a drop down. All right, insert a drop down. If I put it here, all right, edit the drop down, I can give a list of choices. I'm going to stick with the same question. Washington, who was the first president? Adams. All right, I can shuffle my order. I can add more. All right, Clinton. All right, give it an answer. Save changes, and you can change the number of points if you wish. Save changes, right? There's my drop down. You can do an open answer, which would be a longer. All right, open, and then starter text. The first president was, and then that puts it in there for them. Some other things that are pretty cool. You can do a matching section. So I'm just going to use, let me see if I have one. I'll just use this area right here. All right, so if I want to match, I could match here. And if the correct answer was over here, and then I'm just going to hit shift and they will connect. And I'll do another one. And then I'm going to hit shift and they connect. And then I'll do one more. Might as well, right? And this allows them, and you'll see when I show you the student version of this, this allows them to use a crayon to match them together. So then you have true and false. All right, so you can do true and false, T and F, yes and no, Y and N. Any of them will work. But really all that does is it just gives you a true and false statement, which you would then give the answer to as the teacher. And then they would be able to, it would again grade it for you. You could do a, choices, A, B, C, D, okay? And again, you put the correct answer in and it will pick up that information. Same idea with check boxes, and you can go as high as you want. 4 check boxes. You can go side to side or up and down, depending on how you set it up. And again, you put the answer in. A hotspot would give you the ability to link, insert a hotspot. So the student should click on this hotspot, should leave it unclicked. The hotspot, all right, can be used on our own. So to create a new group. So it is an interesting way to do it, to create a hotspot. All right. This is the one that's just coming out now, is the math portion of this, which is really kind of cool because it's still working. It is still coming out. But if you drop down here to algebra expression, all right, you can, and this is what's coming out right now, is the ability to add and edit. All right, so here we are. Let me run through that again just so we are on the same page. If I add an algebra expression and I click on that, all right, here's your fractions, your square roots, your cubes, all right, superscript, subscript, multiplication. All of these things are able to be used. So if you wanted to do 5x minus 3 over 11, and that's the answer you want them to come up with, you save it, and it's good, then that's the answer, or that's what they want you to put in, then that's what the students will put in. The only thing that you have to remember is, and I'm going to do this, add an expression, and I don't know if this is the same or not, and I'm not really big on the mathematical portion of this, but I guess it wouldn't be. But if you had opposites, meaning 3 minus 5x, 3 minus 5x, over 11. All right. If they're, that's a possibility, then you have to put them both to make sure that they get it. I hope that makes sense. That 5x minus 3, I know isn't the same, but if they were, I guess we could also do, maybe this would help a little bit. 3 divided by 3, all right, is 1, all right? So the opposite of that would be 3, and I know you're going to laugh at me, but divided by 3 is 1. So if you have to switch the numbers, you have to switch the numbers. If there's a possibility of more than one answer, you have to do that, all right? So that's what I'm basically trying to get at, is that you have to switch those numbers to make sure that all options of the answer are there for them. And I know it seems like, oh man, I got to do it twice, but actually, if you think about it, it's going to grade it for you. So instead of taking 30 seconds to do it twice, may save you half an hour of grading it all the way through. There are numbers, there's fractions, there's mixed numbers that you can add in, insert a mixed number. Oh, I got to put my little thing down here. All right, you can add mixed numbers, which would be helpful in some mathematical situations. Again, the algebra expression, you're just going to click on edit algebra and then add the expression. And this would be for your answer. This is not for the question. You are building the questions in a PDF, all right? And then you are putting the answers in there that you would want them to use. Here's a text. If you want to type something for your students, hey, here is more information. And you can save changes, all right? And you put that over there. This might help if you're giving specific directions. You can add images, and you can color block and erase things. All right, so it is a great way to kind of mess around a little bit. So now my answer, if I want all my answers in a blue spot, I could do that as well. So it is a great way to kind of mess around a little bit and create this new way of doing things. Now, when I'm done, right, I go to the bottom, I finished everything. Everything looks great. I want to be finished, and I want to start getting my students set up. So you can do default scores. You can update scores. Excuse me. Now, once I'm done, right, this is trial for show is the one that I'm using here. So I'm going to click on here. I'm just going to exit out, right? Now, preview this worksheet. What would my students see? So you can see, here's where I wanted Washington, right? Oh, Washington, right? Here was my drop down. I'm going to go Adams just for the fun of it. The first president was Washington. Having a bad day spelling this morning, all right? Let's see, I had some matching. So there's my blue crown. All right, I don't remember where I matched to. I guess we're going to find out when I grade it. All right, I had some true. I don't even know which ones I picked, but this is just the way that it goes. All right, we had some mathematical formulas here. I think it was 3x minus 5. Oh. And you'll notice, hold on, let me show you. Here, I have all of these options, right? Text, drawing a square, drawing a circle, pencils, highlighters, all these things are up here. Now watch, when I get to mathematical one, I change. So now it's, 3x minus 5 over 11, all right? I don't remember what it was. It's probably going to mark me wrong. And then you have, again, different ways to go about. These are numbers. So 3, I didn't even put an answer here. All right. So it's just different ways to do. But what I want to show you is see how it changes. So now they can add their own mathematical equations to it. And to me, this is a game changer. It's really kind of awesome to see that you can take some of the old worksheets. I mean, I've been here for 20 plus years. I have a lot of things like this that I would love to kind of use still, because they are awesome ways to get the students to work. And then the other nice thing is it is not something that has to be done all in one shot. All right. They can come back later and fill it in again if needed. And then when you check your answers, I got a 33.34, right? It's submitting, and it shows me my answers, my correct answers. What should it have been? All right. The correct answer should have been Washington. All right. It shows me where my matching was wrong. All right. Which is very nice to see. There are other ways to do it, of course. All right. 3x minus 5. I had the right numbers, just in the wrong order. All right. This one was false instead of true. I got that guy right. I got that one wrong. So just something for you guys to kind of mess around with and look at. And like I said, this is, to me, kind of a game changer. And then you can assign this, assign the worksheet. All right. So you can use a Google account. You can give them an ID or a name in here so that it keeps it. Show the score to the students. All right. You can do score only, score and the students' answer, score and correct answers. Once you grade it, if you just do score only, they can go back later and see what the answers are when you give it out. How should they be displayed? Points and possible score percentage, points earned only. All right, hide toolbar from the students. I don't do that. I want all of the toolbars to be there. And then you just click create, and it's there. And then when all is said and done, I don't have any practice ones right now, but it does give you a gradebook view so you can see all of their work. You can check each individual worksheet if you want to see some other information. But it is really, to me, just an awesome way to do things. Now, like I said, it's changing constantly. Again, I woke up this morning and they had a new math one on there to show you that math is now being scored. Before you could do it, but you had to score it. Now math is being scored as well. So I am in the little helpful area going to start adding some of those videos to show you some of those things. And I'm not going to lie, I'm still getting used to it. I've used it for 2 worksheets completely so far. Both were very successful. The students enjoyed doing these. They like these better than Google Forms and things like that because it's a little bit more like a class assignment. They kind of enjoyed this a little bit more than just like a Google Form seemed a little cold when you're asking questions. But this one was, a little bit different for them. So all of the students that I asked, like I said, I did it for 2 classes and they both really enjoyed doing this way. And I will try and put out more videos as I learn more as we go. But I wanted to get this out because, again, to me, this is a game changer. We're trying to change the way in which we teach, and we're trying to make it, as school-like as possible. And I know for me, trying to take an old sheet and make it into a Google form or something like that so that it is digital takes a lot of time. This should cut down on my prep time a great deal because now I can just kind of alter the way that they're going to answer, but all the questions and stuff remain the same. So good luck. Play around with this. If you have questions, email me, let me know. If I can't answer it right away, I will try and get back to you as soon as I can with an answer. But again, to me, this is a game changer in how we do some of this stuff. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps.